Let's look a bit more into the Design tab of the ribbon for pivot tables. Depending on your version of Excel, it might look slightly different, but the options should be similar. This layout section gives you a few options for how your data is displayed. The Subtotals button lets you control your subtotals in your data. The Do Not Show Subtotals option obviously removes all subtotals. There are also options to include subtotals either at the bottom of the group or the top of the group. If you want to remove subtotals for only one of the groupings, you can right-click the label and uncheck the line for the subtotal. Now we have a subtotal for the branch, but not the sales rep. You can also control grand totals, which appear at the end of rows and columns. You can have grand totals on or off for both columns and rows, or choose one or the other. The Report Layout button has several options for how the columns work in your pivot table. The first option, Compact Form, is the default layout. We have multiple levels in our pivot table, the branch, sales rep, and customer, and each one of those is kept in column A, and we can see each level with indenting. Said another way, this layout option is called compact because all the fields that we've put into the rows section are in one column. Outline Form moves each row field to its own column. So branch is in column A, sales rep is in column B, and customer is in column C. You'll notice that each field has its own summary line here. Nashua in row 5 shows a subtotal, and row 6 is blank other than the label Andy. Tabular Form is very similar to Outline Form, except that it removes those summary rows for each row field. So in row 5 we have Nashua in column A, Andy in column B, and Jobias Industries in column C. Personally, I use the tabular form the most because you're able to produce basically a table of data. To do that, let's turn off subtotals altogether. I almost always click this option to repeat all item labels as well. Now we have a complete table that shows everything that we need in each row. You can turn off the option to repeat all item labels here. This Blank Rows button allows you to add a blank row to group your data a bit better. It really depends on how you want to display your data. The rest of the options on this tab allow you to change the look of the table. You can choose to highlight row headers or columns. You can also choose to include banded rows or banded columns, which might make it easier to follow your data. In the Pivot Table Styles section, you can choose a color scheme that's already loaded in Excel. You can even create a custom pivot table style by clicking this option. Give it a name so you can easily find it in the future. You can even set this as the default pivot table style. Click on one of the elements and then click Format to change the way it looks. Let's select Header Row and click Format. We can then modify the formatting and click OK. Because we've changed the header row, it now shows up as bold. We can clear this formatting if we want, but let's click OK and the table will now show that formatting. We can change any of those other options to make this pivot table look the way that we want, and this style now shows up in the Pivot Table Styles section.